you guys hear the biggest news of the week?
Depends on what you define as news, Brant.
It's the
I'm
biggest
not
news
sure.
in Blue Jays Nation so far.
Oh, okay, fair. I mean, actually, there's two. There's still two.
No, I don't think I've heard anything.
There's only one piece of news that came out of the Jays. I mean,
You could say
there's only one.
You could say something clicked.
That's not even it.
Oh,
Not even it. They took the seats out of the Rogers Center.
Oh,
And they put the seats in a big ass pile
in like Gormley,
in
Ontario.
the dump. It's Don, isn't it Don Mills?
No, it's like Gormley or something.
Oh,
It's like Gormley, Ontario, or something like that.
Somehow this became a massive story, as if it fucking matters.
I guess the whole thing was like the amount
Sell
of
it
people.
for charity.
The people that
Shut
would.
the fuck up.
There's people that would buy them.
you could.
Yeah,
honestly,
I would have bought one if they were
honestly, I
cheap
would've bought
enough.
one.
They
Yeah.
did
However, here's my-
they did
somebody
that with Maple
tweeted
Leaf
this out.
Gardens. Like maybe
Yeah, somebody tweeted this out, and I have not been on the side of everybody else since. They said for years, everybody was bitching about how uncomfortable these seats are and how terrible they are and how brutal the seats are. And now that they ripped them out of the ground and put them in a pile,
You want to bring them home?
everyone's all pissed off that they didn't get a seat.
You want to bring them home?
Like, I would have liked to have had a seat. Here's the thing. Dump security isn't great. You could probably just go grab a seat if you really want. If you're that pressed to go get a seat, just go
How
get
far
a
are
seat.
you guys from Don Mills? You want to go grab me a seat?
It's only what, an hour from here? I mean, like, it's not hard to get into a dump. I don't think you're going to get arrested for stealing a fucking seat out of a dump. I don't know. I thought that was a little excessive. That became the story of the week in Blue Jays Nation. That's how you know things are going pretty damn slow for the Toronto Blue Jays fans. Obviously, baseball, not as slow, but the Blue Jays.
On the Blue Jays, you wrote that as Seat Mageddon.
It's Seat Mageddon.
That is the shittiest.
Seat Mageddon. Arma Seaton?
Seat Apocalypse. You could have just said that.
See, this is the same thing, though, but with a different.
I'd say the bigger news is that Click isn't going to Boston.
Yes, that is the bigger news.
That's sick.
No, the chairs are way bigger news.
No, it's not, bro.
The chairs are the biggest news possible.
So, yeah.
Also, before we get off the chairs, I understand why people are pissed off. But, like, if you're just trying to get this renovation done, you don't give a fuck. I'm like, I'm not taking the time to unbolt 4 bolts of every fucking leg of these seats just so some people can have some fucking chairs. Like, rip them out of the ground and move on. That's all it is. I would rather the stadium be ready by opening day than have a fucking seat.
Just imagine if the new seats are uncomfortable, the amount of people that will be pissed. If the new seats are uncomfortable.
They could honestly just be like 2 or 3 inches wider, and that'd be so sick.
Oh, yeah. Like,
yeah. You're not wrong.
And, you
I
know,
go to a game, and I have to like, put my elbows right to my fucking side and arms like straight ahead, and I can't move.
Yeah.
Bro,
Give me cup holders.
The amount of times that I've been tempted to just buy an extra ticket
holders.
so I have fucking leg room.
Yeah.
In the 100s, they do.
Not everywhere in the 100s. The up the lines don't.
Oh.
It's just the rich folks like yourself sitting down there in the fucking
I'm not
seats.
rich.
Well, your seats would say otherwise. I guess they're your parents' seats. It doesn't really count. Yeah. No. I don't really care which way I face. I just want cup holders. That seems to be the big issue everyone has. It's like, oh, you're not even facing the action. I don't give a fuck which way my seat sits. I'm like, I'm turning my fucking body. Who cares?
Where are you not facing the action?
I don't know. I really don't. Down the lines, they're
I went to the Metrodome before it closed, and keep in mind that stadium was built for the Vikings.
Yeah.
Not the Twins.
That stadium was terrible for the Twins.
You literally sit down the line, and you are staring at center field.
Yeah. The Rogers Center, if you're sitting in the corners, you're kind of facing like second base, which really isn't that far to just
center field.
Turn like this and look at home plate. That's not a I don't know. That doesn't bother me. I didn't really give a shit about that, but so many people were bitching about. It's a lot of older people bitching about that, and whatever. Yeah, James Click's not going to Boston. At least I don't know if that means he's not going anywhere.
I just like him not going to Boston.
Yeah.
I would like Boston to not be good.
Also,
I think Kim Ang probably goes there.
Yeah, but like, did you hear the thing about James Click? He's like good friends with Hein Bloom.
Oh,
we lost Connor.
That's a cool face to be frozen in.
He's
was it?
Yeah, it was you. We were good. It's just you.
Okay. All right. So Hein Bloom got James Click his job in baseball. So imagine the Red Sox
You're like,
being
hey man,
hey
you
man,
want
you want to take your friends? Good job. Like,
well, good for him, man. That's respectful.
yeah.
I would say there's not a big enough sample size for both of them, but I would say Kim Ing would probably be a better choice. Given what she
And
just did with the Marlins, then I mean,
Click was only,
I don't know, man.
Well,
how long was he in Houston? I honestly
as
don't
the
know, but I
GM
think
or in general?
2020
Because I
as the
think
GM.
okay, well he was there, so he had a hand in scouting guys like Jordan
Sure.
and
Yeah, if you're gonna
Tucker
give
and
him the
guys like
credit
that.
for those, then it's a little different. But like based on GM work, I'm like, I don't know. I don't think he had to do a whole lot as the GM of the Houston Astros. Like everything that he had that created that championship team. I
Did he
don't
bring
like.
in Verlander, Cole, or Greinke? Or were
so.
those all
He
not?
That I'm aware of.
was with the Tampa Bay Rays from 2005 to 2019. He then went to the Astros for 2020 to 2022, and
so he wasn't with the Astros before they fired Luno.
Yeah.
So he didn't really do anything in
Houston.
He
was the replacement for Luno.
Fair.
He didn't bring in Tucker, right? Tucker was there before. He didn't bring in Pena.
I think the only
thing he did was let guys go.
He let guys go, but then also it also just happened to work out that Pena became.
I think Pena came up quick through the system.
Was it that quick though?
I don't know if it was that quick.
I mean, I'm not saying James Click is a bad GM by any means.
No, I thought he was there longer.
No, it just doesn't. I don't know if there's enough sample size to say either one is better. But like, based on the fact that Kim Ing took that shit heap in Miami and turned them into a playoff team, not a great playoff team, but a playoff team nonetheless. Like, it's pretty impressive. And like some of the moves she made to get there.
A lot of people are saying like Skip Schumacher could be up for manager of the year.
GM, that's her choice. I thought you were going to say they were transferring to GM, but
no,
to give him the job. No, I mean like that's a guy she hired. Like, I don't know. I think she does a good job, and I think she'd probably be a better option. But I don't know if there's enough on either side to say that.
Just the fact that the Marlins got rid of Kim Ing.
Technically, they didn't.
Technically, yeah, they didn't. She got rid of herself because they forced her out in a way, but yeah, it's kind of a disrespect.
It was the same as in the Upless year, basically.
Yeah,
because they hired Shapiro into the president job.
Yeah, essentially, they just wanted to hire somebody above her. Was their thought process there? Yeah. I think that's mind blowing, man. I don't.
She just there this year. It was just this year, right?
The end of last year, I believe, right?
Yeah, it was like a year and a half, really.
Yeah, so she had enough time to create the team that played this year and then bolster it, and then they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna try and find someone better."
Their fourth best record in franchise history, and they get rid of her.
Crazy. A team that wasn't really expected to do anything.
Like,
that's brutal. I kind of hate that for her, but there's a handful of teams now that need a GM, and
I don't think there's a handful. I think there's just the two right now.
There's a handful that could use a new GM. I wouldn't venture to say the Angels shouldn't be searching for a GM.
I don't know if it's the GM. I think they're just
just garbage as an organization.
Who else? What do you do? Like they just gotta get rid of everybody.
Who fired their GM near the end? Why am I thinking Cleveland? That doesn't sound right.
No, Cleveland didn't.
The Sox, like Chaim Bloom.
The White Sox.
No, but they
hired. Was he interim or was he?
Yeah, they brought somebody in.
They brought Chris Getz.
Never mind.
Did the Giants fire? No, they didn't. It was just
Farhan's still there.
Manager. I thought there was more, but I guess not. I feel like we're still looking for a GM.
I think it's just the Marlins and the Red Sox right now.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Honestly, I've been thinking back on it though. Like, I fucking don't like Ross Atkins right now, but he's really done a good job in the acquisitions he's made overall. He's had one fuck up.
I've got nothing against his acquisitions. I think he's done a great job bringing guys in.
VR and fucking Brad Hand and guys like that were fuck ups, but you didn't give up anything to get them. Like, it just
no. Well,
and
I guess Riley Adams.
The Brad Hand one kind of gets overplayed because they missed the playoffs by a game.
So many things happened in that season that
our favorite boy Marcus Semien with that fucking play against Detroit, like that's a big one there.
No, exactly.
The early season of being in Dunedin where your bullpen was Beasley, Bergen, and a bag of chips, like that was a thing.
Yeah, it's It's tough. I think Ross has done a good job of bringing guys in. I don't have a lot of blame for him. And I do kind of want to talk about the Varsho trade a little bit today because we mentioned it last podcast, but we didn't really talk about it. But that is the one he gets a lot of heat for. But the rest of them, for the most part, have been really good. I just don't love how much of a hand he has in the day-to-day baseball stuff. I don't think that should have anything to do with him. But I see.
That's just baseball now, unfortunately.
I know. I hate it though.
But
It's everywhere.
You gotta have more of a strong-willed manager.
Yeah.
Which Schneider doesn't have the opportunity to do.
No. I don't know if I don't think bringing in either Kim Ing or James Click would help that.
No.
I don't think it changes much there. I think they're both probably a little more hands-on than most. They are managers of today, and I think it's just going to happen.
I also think it's a matter of like every team in the league to a certain level has analytical shit that they do.
For sure.
But it's to the matter of how does the manager apply it? And clearly John Schneider isn't the fucking greatest at applying it.
No. I don't think he's given much of a choice on how he applies it, and that's kind of the main concern for me.
Oh, I'm more concerned.
Yeah.
Just with his team overall.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Before we get too far away from it, the Varsho trade is becoming more of a topic, obviously, right now, and has a little bit since we last recorded. Mm-hmm. There was an article that came out today or yesterday.
It was today. I saw it. It was basically the headline was like, after seeing Gabriel Moreno like 619 in the playoffs, it's Dalton Varsho's fan base is becoming more minuscule among the Blue Jays, and I'm like, we're doing this.
There was another one that was just like, it's only been a year, but it's already looking like they got this trade wrong, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what are we doing here?
His OPS is like 820, so he's got a OBP of 200 or some shit. Like I
gotta look this up.
I don't want to knock Gabby Moreno because I think Gabby Moreno has the ability to be he's a phenomenal back catcher and he can be a great
Gold Glove
hitter.
finalist. Like,
yeah.
I'm still content with what we got. I think honestly, if Gurriel had a season like last year,
then it wouldn't have been.
People would hardly be talking about it. Like Gabby had a good year.
Gabby had 3 homers in the playoffs, and I think that's why people are talking about it now.
Yeah, and then it doesn't help that Lourdes like was an all-star this year.
Mm-hmm.
He hit a home run off of Giordano in the All-Star game. That was the fucking crescendo of that moment.
He's Lourdes though. Like you don't know what you're getting when you're getting it.
My biggest gripe with this entire week and a half of this stupid conversation, there's 4 years on both their contracts?
Gabby is like, I think Gabby still has all 6.
I still don't know whether I would have traded. I don't know. I still don't love the deal.
That's fine.
I don't know if I would have.
It's okay to
Gabby
say that
it
hasn't gotten off to a great start, but to call the deal dead when there's like 4 more years of Dalton Varsho minimum. I didn't look up the contract. I should have, but
no, Dalton's here for
so much time.
Watching Varsho play, he looks like he has 40 homer potential.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And to be in the middle of the order bat, he's probably going to hit 235, 240 at his top end, I'd say.
And he's arguably the best defender in the outfield in Major League Baseball.
He's also arguably our best base runner.
Sure.
I don't even know if you want to argue that.
That's not even close. He's our best base runner right now because Kevin Kiermaier is technically not here anymore.
I was saying last year. Like, even with Kiermaier, I think he just is like so smart and he's such a gutsy ball player. Like it's fun to watch him.
He does so many things well, but while doing all those things well, he's only hitting 225, 230, and people hate it.
Granted, we did grab him last year from Arizona. He had 235 and had 27 home runs.
Right.
Like
he didn't do much different this year. Like he's doing the same thing.
It was lower power output and lower average. That was
slightly.
He finished around 225 and had like 22 home runs, I think. Somewhere around there.
Lower power output and lower average.
Slightly lower,
but it wasn't like he dropped to 215. Like
no, like he was.
But
fine.
a 10-point, honestly, even that though, like
a 10-point average
kind
drop.
Of shitty. A 10-point average drop and 5
when you're down
bombs or whatever.
Yeah,
when we're already down that much. Like I think his OPS was down too. Like it was.
I also think and it's not no fault of Dalton. They asked him to do too much at the very beginning of the season. They're all right, you're the guy that's the lefty that's breaking up all the righties. You're batting cleanup on opening day. Like, Like, granted, he was batting cleanup in Arizona. He was batting cleanup in Arizona, but that's Arizona. That was last year's Arizona, like
No, he
2022
wasn't.
Arizona. He did bat cleanup a little bit in Arizona.
I didn't really know. I didn't pay
Like,
attention.
I don't think so.
I still
Like,
don't
he
pay
hit, like,
attention to the
6.
Diamondbacks.
Okay, I think there was points where he did hit cleanup, but it was just like yeah, he's hitting even if he's hitting 6 in a 2022 Arizona Diamondbacks, and you want him to hit 4 on this team.
That's just not. It didn't make sense, the roll rate from the beginning. So last year he hit 235, 302, 443. This year he hit 220, 285, 389.
The on base doesn't look great.
The on base does not look good. That doesn't help. He's not even getting on base at a 300 clip. Is tough.
Did you say that was that a 40-point drop off in on base?
That was that's a 17.
Okay, you said
40-point drop off slug though.
Yeah, it is almost a 60-point drop off in slug.
Oh, yeah.
And a 15-point drop off in batting average. He had a 674 OPS this year, 745 last year.
Okay, but like
also 70-point difference in OPS.
Yeah, that's not
like that. You're also facing an entirely different division of pitchers.
Yeah, I'm not saying I think this
all
is
that
carry over next year. I'm just saying like it's definitely a drop off.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm not, but I just don't think I think it's way too early to count out Dalton Varsho on being something successful. He still hit 20 homers. He had 61 RBIs, spending most of the year as our 6-7 guy.
7,
it's fine. Like, 7-8.
Mm-hmm.
I get, and he showed I think he started to come around a little bit near the end. He can still be a good hitter in Major League Baseball with a ton of pop, and he's bringing you something you're not getting from probably any other outfielder in the majors. Is the trade going to work out in our favor in the end of it? Maybe not. But can you say after 3 Gabriel Moreno home runs in the postseason that, yeah, we definitely lost this trade because the team is succeeding around Gabby and ours is not? Ours is sitting at home watching?
I was going to say, that's, yeah.
One thing I will say, they won when he was in the lineup. He does a lot of things.
He's a catcher. He's a really good catcher, and that helps your team a lot.
And I don't know. You think of guys like staples back there. You look at Yachty all those years in St. Louis. You look at what Rushman looks like he could be right now. I'm trying to get guys to stay in one spot. But
not JT, but like.
But there's like, I'm sure there's other examples. There's other guys that have moved around, but like having a staple back there.
Pudge.
Yeah, Pudge moved around though. That wasn't around. Another one I was thinking.
Posada.
Fuck him.
Like
but like in terms of guys that kind of were the staple of the team, Posada's one of them.
Well, Veritek's another one too.
Veritek,
yeah. Like
they're not
the potential. Yeah, I don't.
They're not Yachty level.
He was that guy, but like the way they seem to win when he was in the lineup versus when he wasn't, kind of gives me like Yachty vibes, like the way he seems to be handling the pitching staff and like throwing the ball.
I know you don't like him, but Buster Posey, similar to that type of thing.
Yeah,
like it's just kind of when you have a catcher like that, it helps for sure. I just don't think it's as much of a fleecing as people are trying to make it be after one season of both of them.
Again, there's like 4 different players that you could really look at in this whole thing and be like, if this was different, we're not talking about this. Sure. Like if Kirk is 75% of what he was last year, we're not talking about this right now.
That's a big thing too, because like you look at Gabby, and what Gabby brings is very similar to what Alejandro Kirk brings. And Alejandro Kirk was a Silver Slugger last year and was a dog shit hitter this year. In all seriousness, he did absolutely nothing. There's nothing.
One of them's athletic and one of them's not.
For sure. I'm not arguing any of that. And I think Gabby's going to be a better defensive catcher. But Gabby can hit 290 one year and fall off the exact same way Kirk did. The bat to ball skills are great until they're not. And it happens to everyone.
Compared to Kirk.
You're only as good as where the ball falls. You can put the bat on the ball all day long. But if you're not leaving the yard, which for the most part, neither of them are built to leave the yard. Gabby's little, man. He's not a big power hitter that's going to hit you 25, 30 homers a year.
Yet.
He's not going to be that.
Can't get taller.
It's fair.
You can't gain height when you become an adult. Like
another person this whole thing, if Danny Jansen is healthy, for the majority of the year, we're not talking about fucking Gabby because Danny's playing
I don't
most
care
games.
about Gabby at that point.
Danny,
Honestly,
like,
our catcher platoon is the same value as Arizona's. I would wager.
Mhm.
Like,
well, yeah, because who's their backup right now? It's not Carson Kelly.
Currently, I have no idea.
Like, I think it's Jose Herrera. I've never fucking heard of him until this year. So, like,
Yeah, I could not tell you, honestly.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's being overblown. It's what we do here in Toronto. I think we need to give it a hell of a lot more time than we've given it.
Yeah, it's
can we
just
get off this because
Yeah,
I've
man.
heard it way too many times.
yeah.
I've
Today,
argued with too many
We just
people
really
on
haven't
this.
talked about it, and I felt like we kind of need to throw something out.
I think we talked about it last week.
We talked about it
No, we
last
brought
week.
it up and said we don't need to talk about that. Is exactly how it went down.
I brought it up because I was like, I don't blame Varsho. I blame Kirk, and then we went on to that thing, and then
Right. Because Kirk sucks.
because Kirk did. Yeah, it wasn't great this year.
Speaking of Kirk, he's a Gold Glove finalist.
Yeah, the Jays had, I think, 5. Fucking 5.
Yeah, five. The pitcher ones don't count. I don't understand those ones. Alejandro Kirk,
Should
Jose
have
Barrios,
Matt Chapman,
Match.
Kevin Kiermaier, and Dalton Varsho. Should have been 6, but Nate's an asshole.
Matt Chapman being a fucking Gold Glove is just on top of the year that he had, man. It just hurts. I don't even want to see it.
It looks weird.
It's
Like,
gonna be so brutal when he wins one and Kiermaier wins one, when they both have to come back and get their award, and we have to do their ceremony with them in a different jersey next year. Looks bad.
Matt Chapman in pinstripes getting his award is gonna look so funny.
David, if he goes to New York, unreal. Love that for him.
We
Love that for him.
We love aged
So
out third baseman's going to New York. It's
Just
fantastic.
they go from Oakland to us when they're good, and then they fall off and they go to New York.
Right. Well, I mean, depending, he could also go to Atlanta and then go to Minnesota and then go to New York and fall off.
No, I said they fell off and then they go to New York.
Okay, fair.
He's kind of done the falling off
He
already. it
fell off
seems
way
like.
too quick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Jeez. But yeah, Jays have 5. Brant, we all know it should be 6, but it's fine.
Over under 1.5 win it.
I think
Kiermaier and Varsho should win,
I think Kiermaier Varsho should. And then
but J-Rod's one of them.
the pitcher one.
So was Quan. Quan
was
has a better
Quan.
defensive WAR in left field.
That's what. See, that's another thing that's stupid about the Gold Glove. There's a utility spot.
Mm-hmm.
How are you able to be nominated for multiple
both
positions?
I don't
You
like
should
it.
be able to be a second because there's one in the NL only, I think.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
The Mookie Betts is
Knows
nominated for right field and utility.
I hate that. I hate that so much.
Ha-Sung Kim is nominated for second base and utility.
Yeah, I hate that. That's
Isn't-
awful.
there's one in the AL then too. There's somebody else.
No, the AL was like I know utility was McKinstry, Walls, and
Was it
Dubon.
I think Dubon was also nominated second.
No, I'm
Wait.
not even going to bother because I don't remember who it was.
I don't really care.
I just keep thinking Jimenez, but I don't know if that's right.
Jimenez was a second base one. I think it was Jimenez, Semien, and like
I thought you were going to say he was the second baseman. I'm like, yeah, I'm fairly certain that part is true.
second base. Yeah, second
do
base.
know he
Nate,
played
Nate,
second.
you're right. It was Semien.
This guy needs to fix his Wi-Fi.
I'm guessing he said Jimenez and Dubon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Semien, Jimenez, and Dubon. Dude, why is my internet so bad? Right
Tough
now?
Tough day for Connor.
Well, hey, it's
I
one
don't
of
know,
the
man.
Few.
I don't think you should be able to be in the utility spot and a position because like
No.
the whole point of the utility spot is you played a bunch of positions. You didn't play enough of one to get a Gold Glove. That's kind of stupid. Like same with Mookie. I don't think Mookie should be in both.
Do we have a silver slugger at utility? Because I feel like if you have a Gold Glove, you should also have a silver slugger at utility.
I would. I
Does
think
that
they
not
have.
make
I
sense?
think the DH is the reason that we don't have a utility one.
Yeah, but they're
Do they
Yeah.
have a I don't even know. This mouse is terrible. I got a mouse and it's not working for me.
or I guess you just put one of those guys at the position if they're that good.
Right. That's kind of
There isn't one.
no. Silver Slugger adds award for utility players.
Yeah, Luis Arraez got
What?
it last year.
Apparently.
The fuck?
So
Okay, I hate
As
both
of
of these.
September
Just
2020.
I'm coming out right now. I'm a hater
Of the award?
utility sluggers and gold gloves.
You're just a hater of utility players. You've established that. We understand that you don't like utility players.
I'm in the middle. The
I
utility
like
players are
Arraez.
utility players are fine. It's just don't put them in multiple award categories.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's kind of dumb.
That's more than kind of dumb. That's really dumb.
It's so
really
dumb.
Can you win the Silver Slugger at second base, right field, and utility if you're Mookie Betts?
In theory, yeah.
In theory, you could and probably
Is
should.
that I guess that's a thing, right? Like, would we consider if you're giving Mookie Betts awards, what position is he? Like, where does he get a Silver Slugger award?
Could he technically get one at shortstop because he played there a couple of games?
Well, that's what I mean.
Like,
But second, he played a fair amount of second and a fair amount of right field. Like, so does that give him the Silver Slugger for both? He's the best hitter at both positions. I think that's kind of ridiculous.
Stupid.
I don't like it at all.
Well, it's like 2020. Do you remember the 3 Gold Glove finalists for catcher in the AL?
No.
I remember. I don't remember the third, but I remember 2 of the 3 were James McCann and Yasmani Grandal.
they're on the same team at that year.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, I guess it's different when you only play 60 games.
They each
I
played less
don't
than 30. They caught like 30 games each.
Yeah. I don't love the Gold Glove award. I think it's a little
I mean, we can.
I think it's a little watered down.
Can we pour one out for a streak dying?
Did Nolan not get it?
Did he not get?
Nolan did not get nominated for Gold Glove.
Oh fuck!
That's a tough one.
It
Was he even good this year though?
It was. I mean, it was.
Was he good enough?
You should probably. It was Key Brian Hayes,
Brian's really good.
Ryan McMahon,
Also
Wait.
really good.
and Austin Riley.
He's not really good.
He's not.
I would have put Nolan in just for that.
Yeah, but I don't know if he wins it over the other two guys.
Yeah, but he's Nolan.
Yeah.
Doesn't Derek Jeter have a Gold Glove?
You're right. That's a great point. I
Very
can't
true.
argue with that one.
Like, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has a Gold Glove. Like,
I think Derek Jeter's worse. He's the worst player by DRS. I want to talk about this for a second. First, actually, I get he's terrible defensively.
Vlad or Jeter?
Yes, no,
Okay.
Vlad.
Okay.
I am not in favor of making him a full-time DH.
I'm
No.
in favor.
I'm not either.
No,
I'm
I
in
think he
favor.
becomes too disinterested and
Maybe.
he's not the same player. I don't think he'd be the same player.
Do you not think there's a problem there? Like you can't
Yeah.
stay focused as a
Oh,
DH? Like
100%.
you not think that's a problem?
Yes, but
Right.
do you think there are probably half the league or more that would be in the same boat? Because I do.
I don't love that.
There's a
I
lot
also
of
think if
people
he's
that
hurting your
become
team as a
disinterested.
first baseman, where it's a fairly important position, I think you should maybe take a look at it.
Well, he's probably better than Reese Hoskins. So what do we have to worry about?
You're right. Reese
mean-
would come in and be the DH if that's the move.
Guys, we have an example of a player in the
Mm.
playoffs right now who does not like DHing as often as possible. Jordan Alvarez. He
Mm.
has said multiple times that he prefers playing in the outfield because he stays engaged. It lets him stay in the flow.
I
of
forget
games
what I
there.
was listening to,
Mm.
and they had the old GM of the Marlins on. I can't
Same.
remember.
David Sampson.
I think it was David Sampson.
How old?
Like
the most
he signed
recent
a
one?
Stanton contract.
So we
I
shouldn't
think.
really. We should take all this with a grain of salt. Is what you're saying.
No, but one thing, yes, obviously,
Mhm.
that's not one of the worst. That's not the worst one. But one thing he said is he was always in favor of Stanton playing the field because he figured he would just like go downhill if he didn't. Like you have to prepare differently.
You stay in better shape.
I think it's a bad move at this point in his career.
Mm.
If he hits 30, then I'm like more considering it.
He's 24, 25 now.
I'm just not on board at this time in his career.
Okay. I just think if it helps him focus on hitting and only hitting and actually
I
turns
don't
him
think
into
it
a
would
hitter.
help. I think that's worse. Like, you know how you they say guys carry their at bats out in the field with them.
Sure.
I think it's like worse sitting in the dugout stewing about every little thing that went wrong in your at bat.
Yeah, maybe. Excuse me. I guess it affects everyone differently. Like you really don't know until he's done it.
Like Edwin was a guy that figured it out. Poppy figured it out. But like they had different things. Like I know Edwin would go in like early when he was doing it. He'd go in and like ride the bike or run on a treadmill in between innings because he couldn't sit in the dugout the whole game.
Right. I don't know. There's ways of doing it. And I just think if there's an option to upgrade, then you upgrade.
If you're getting Christian Walker, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
But you're not.
Like we didn't move. We didn't end up with Freddie Freeman because we weren't going to move Vladdy off of first. And looking back, I think I'd rather have Freddie Freeman at first than Vlad.
Yeah, but I don't think that was the ultimate deciding factor in
probably
Freddie
not.
Freeman going to LA over Toronto.
Yeah, no, but I think it's a factor. Like I think if you're telling the guy like, look, you're not going to play first base every day, and I'm not going to want to take that contract. LA is telling me I can play first base 150 games a year.
Why do you want to play 150 games a year at first base when you're 33?
Well, because I can DH the other 12.
Or you could play 50-50 and DH half the time.
Sure. I mean, someone tells you you're going to play less of the position that you want to play, and you want to do that. I wouldn't.
At 33,
I got too much pride. At 33, I got a little bit too much pride. Maybe near the end of it, if I'm 35, 36,
you're signing last deal of your career.
Yeah, I still want to play first base in the beginning of it. I still think Freddie Freeman believes he's a valuable first baseman.
Yes, I think he is.
Right. So if you're telling me I can no longer play first base as Freddie Freeman, a former Gold Glove winner? Question mark.
I do not think so.
Okay, or at least a finalist. Yeah. Then I'm a little pissed off. That's kind of.
Do we know they told him that?
I would assume they just love Vlad. And I'm pretty sure they publicly said they don't want to move Vlad off first when that whole thing was happening, but whatever. Yeah, we went through the Gold Gloves, right?
Let's just fire off like just one quick one. Since we're talking about guys the Jays were linked to, but didn't happen. Michael Brantley. I mentioned it last week, but holy fuck, he would look good hitting in a 2-hole of this Jays lineup.
I'm out.
And
you're out?
Yeah.
Best friends with George Springer.
If he's healthy, maybe. The guy could not stay healthy to save his life this year.
When's he healthy, though?
What does it matter if he doesn't get us there?
He's healthy now.
I don't know, man. I don't.
Also, if Michael Brantley is a deciding factor if you're not making the playoffs or not,
that's a problem. That's a problem. We're not good enough at that point, anyways. I don't know, man. I just don't want to. If the contract is lucrative enough, I'm not paying for a guy that's going to play 25 games.
I don't think you have to pay a ton of money for Michael Brantley right now. That's why I'm saying it.
He's still Michael Brantley. He could still get Michael Brantley money.
He's
I would
35 and been injured the past year.
And he can still play the outfield, apparently.
All right.
He ran that shit down against Garcia. Like
Evan Carter is the most impressive outfielder I've ever seen. That catch he made was not as exciting as everyone's making out to be. But there was a line shot of someone in that same game that he was in like left center and made a catch in the corner in like 2 seconds. Just like perfect read off the bat, routine catch.
Okay. I saw a stat yesterday. This isn't about his fielding. The MLB average for times being in a full count is 20%. In his career so far, he's at 40.
Yeah. Crazy hitter. Guy's impressive as hell.
It's ridiculous.
What he's done in the outfield, what he's done at the plate, it's just nuts. Evan Carter blows my mind. I don't know where that came from. I just kind of thought of left field and playing left field in the Astros stadium there. Is it still Minute Maid? It's not Minute Maid, is it?
Yes, Minute Maid.
He made it look easy, and that blew my mind. What's that game at right now? Anyone?
Is it still 3-0? Because
I haven't looked since we started.
My internet just doesn't want to cooperate with me, so I'm trying to use as little as possible.
3-1. 3-1 bottom two.
Okay. Do we want to talk about that series first, or do we
Do we want
want
to talk about the actual big Blue Jays news of today?
Was there news of
Yes.
Cito? Sure.
Oh, Sartorius Gaston. Okay.
Cito's going to be on the Hall of Fame ballot.
Is there
cool.
a rule how many of these guys can make it in?
I don't think so.
Nothing.
But one
apparently,
of the
apparently umps get to do it like after 1 year.
After 1 year retired?
Joe West is on there.
Why?
Fuck off. Ump should not be allowed to be in the Hall of Fame.
Joe West wasn't a good umpire. Can we just
No, he wasn't.
Can we just talk about that for a second?
He's a Hall of Famer. He's got the most games umpired all time.
That's great. Doesn't mean he was good.
Do you know every commissioner is a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
He's one rung above Angel Hernandez for as far as umpiring.
Me too, man. Like he was never a good umpire. He's just hilarious.
He just stayed for a while.
I feel like we're in a different era too, though.
I mean, this is fair.
Like I don't know what he was like back in the day, but I'm sure he was better than he is now.
It's like,
he was never good in my life. That's a 21 year, 24, 4 year. When did he retire?
Up here, I don't know.
He retired before last year.
25 or 26 year run.
Fucking old man, Jesus Christ.
Do you wanna run through this here quick? The ballot.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Cito, Davey Johnson, Jim Leland, Ed Montague, Hank Peters, Lou Piniella, Joe West, Bill White.
It's fucking Montague. This is Romeo and Juliet.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
It looks like Montague.
Sorry, what was the last three? There was one there. Oh, Lou Piniella.
Cito?
Lou Pinella's not
in
a
the
Hall of Famer already?
Apparently not.
Huh.
I'm kind of surprised Jim Leland isn't either. I don't know what his record was.
He just retired like 4 years ago, right? Like,
I feel like
he's been
gone for a while.
Because Gardy went to Detroit before Hinch was there, right?
Oh yeah,
I think.
Guess.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Doesn't feel like that long ago that Leland was gone. Was he a coach?
I don't think so.
No.
But I think at least 3 names that you said on there will probably get in.
I think Leland's in.
Leland, Piniella.
I'm surprised Lou Piniella hasn't been in.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
I think Joe West will be.
Joe West, yeah. And then Cito, I think Cito's like 80-20 he gets in.
I don't think he gets
What's Davey Johnson's record? Because like I know he was like a baseball lifer too.
Davey. I'm getting Davey Johnson mixed up with Dave Martinez, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Because they both managed the Nats. Am I wrong?
Yep.
No, not David Johnson record.
Davey Johnson wasn't good with the net.
Okay.
Nats.
Davey Johnson, a career record of 1372 and 1071.
It's not bad.
300 games over 500. So
I'll give you guys 2 chances each.
He's also got 27.4 WAR as a player, and played 13 seasons.
Do they count that in when you're getting as a coach?
I don't think so, but I
feel
think
like it's.
I think there's people who
like
spent their entire life in the game that have like done everything. I think that kind of
okay. Then it kind of helps. I got a question for you both. I hope you didn't look it up already.
I have a question for you after this question.
Okay. I'm on Davey Johnson, so
I'm giving you guys 2 shots each. What is Lou Piniella's career win percentage?
The way that you're saying this makes it sound like it's not great.
Sorry. Let me say it differently.
He was in Seattle for a while before they were good. He was with the Cubs when they were bad.
Right.
I think he's an under 500 manager. I'm going to go like 480.
He's above 500.
Okay, well, you were saying it's so weird. Sorry. I was like,
right. He's like, you guys want to know?
I'll throw that guess away.
Well, I mean, it seems like it should be way better than it is.
A 522.
You're getting closer.
Okay, well, that doesn't help.
I want to go 5'11", but
in between the two of you right now.
516.
Super close.
That's 517.
It is 517.
Not great.
He went 1835 and 1713. Managed 3,548 games in the majors. He has 3 Manager of the Year awards, 1 World Series, one pennant, one fucking what the division? When the
Yeah,
division once is the
we're
words I'm
talking
looking
about
for.
a guy
Holy
who's
Christ.
got 2,500 games.
Yeah. He won
Versus-
116 games with the Mariners. That 3-year run with the Mariners is pretty gross. He won 91 games, 116, 93. He also had a 49 win season with the Mariners and a 45 win season, but that was a 45 and 48.
Wasn't he with the Cubs for a while too, and they were shit?
They were 51 and 74 in 2010.
I'm actually surprised it's like 517 with the teams he had.
Yeah.
I think that
He was
almost
he was with the Rays when they were bad.
But like, doesn't part of that just speak to something about you as a manager? The fact that you were the manager on 3 teams when they were that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you were young and shit, obviously, and they brought in a guy that they knew could like steady the ship and like run things the right way.
I think his Mariners run is kind of cool because he started first year they're 82 and 80, then they went 49 and 63, 79 and 66, 85 and 76, and then he won 90 games, then 76 and 85, 79 and 83, and they ran with him that entire time. And they came out on the other side with 91, 116, 93. I think that's pretty impressive.
I think managers used to get a lot more runway than they do now. Anyways, let's do Cito's here quick.
Sorry, could you tell me who he won the World Series with?
Obviously wasn't the Cubs, Connor. You fucking
the Angels?
No.
Was he with the Angels?
Never managed the Angels.
The Diamondbacks?
Never managed the Diamondbacks.
But
I could probably give you guys the year, and I'm not sure if you'd get it.
Okay.
1990.
St. Louis Cardinals?
Fuck, was that 90 or 90?
Never managed the Cardinals.
Was it the Twins?
Was not the Twins. Never managed
The Twins were 91.
The Twins were 91. Oh my gosh. Wait.
It's a National League team.
It is a National League team.
That's not the Dodgers year.
Wasn't Houston.
He was in the Dodgers, wasn't he?
Never
What
managed
the
the Dodgers.
fuck? Where am I?
I'll tell you the teams after you guys get it.
It was Mets didn't win a 90.
No, never managed the Mets.
What fucking did he manage? Jesus.
He managed 5 teams.
Were the Reds still good in the 90s? Was it?
Are you laughing because it's correct or?
Yeah, it's the Cincinnati Reds.
In 90?
In 1990, apparently the Cincinnati Reds won the World Series.
So I'm like, was that still like the tail end of the Big Red Machine?
I have no idea.
I don't think that was the tail end of the Big Red Machine.
That was my I'm about to lunch, please.
I think you're years off here.
Oh, I think I'm off by like a decade. I think the Big Red Machine was like the
7th leader in WAR that year. Had a 5.8 WAR. It is Jose Rijo. And then
the Big
Barry
Red
Larkin.
Machine. The Big Red Machine was from
like
70 to 79. You were 20 years off.
Jose Rijo.
Or no,
Barry Larkin.
I guess 10.
Yeah,
I guess 10 on the. Yeah,
Chris Sabo. Rob Dibble.
I know. Oh, Dibble.
Norm Charlton.
Cheesy MLB The Show pitcher.
Tom Browning. Yeah. Eric Davis.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Randy Myers. Jack Armstrong.
You said Sabo?
Is that his name? Chris Sabo? Sabo?
I think I know him because he got thrown out of a game for a cork bat.
He wears goggles.
Like, yeah, he got thrown out of a game. He got thrown out of a game because of a cork bat.
Oh, they had Mariano Duncan.
You're a piece of shit. Fuck out.
Billy Hatcher.
While you're on there.
Yeah.
Google Cito's win percentage.
Okay, wait. Yes, I want to know Cito's stats, but I also want to know the 5 teams that he managed. So we got the Reds, we got the Mariners,
we
got the Cubs.
Yeah. There's 2 more.
Didn't manage the Dodgers. That's like in my head. He's in blue.
I thought he was a Dodgers manager too. Yeah.
Like
I think I'm confusing him and Sosha.
I think so too. I think that's exactly what I was doing.
Why can't I picture him in a White Sox uniform?
Not a White Sox.
The Red Sox.
Fuck are the other
Not a Red Sox.
He wasn't
One's
a
a
Yankee.
really. They're both in the same division. What did you say, Nate?
He wasn't a Yankee, was he?
He was.
Oh, well, you said one was a Ray. So yeah, obviously they're Yankees.
Yankees and Rays.
Oh.
Yeah, those are the two that you
Okay.
missed. Yankees, Reds, Mariners, Rays, Cubs was his run.
Okay. Now look up Cito's shit.
Cito, two-time World Series champion,
How
two-time
many teams did
division
Cito
winner.
manage?
I feel like he only managed the Blue Jays. It
I
feels
think
like
so,
Good
too.
call. He only managed the Toronto Blue Jays.
like-
I bet you it was like a 10-year career. No,
It was.
with the two. It's gonna be
Are
like
we counting
17.
both?
yeah,
Both.
you have to
It's
count
like
both.
15 to 17.
6, 9, 10, 13 years, 12 years apparently. I might
Really?
have counted wrong. Yeah,
So he wasn't like a bench coach anywhere. Like
That doesn't
maybe
mean
this is
you're
just
not a
managers,
manager.
so I don't know.
okay, sorry. I was just like, it felt like 12 years. Like
Yeah.
Or
Win
81.
percentage,
Or 81.
Connor.
he did okay, so he did have those really good years with the Jays at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he did come back, they were so bad. I'll go like 495.
Well, you're both too low.
He's over 500?
He is over 500. You're gonna laugh.
501.
516.
Actually?
Uh-huh.
That'd
1% worse than Lou Piniella.
That'd be Cito.
1,731 games managed in the majors. That's not as impressive. 894 and 837. His best year did not reach Lou Piniella levels.
Well, yeah, because it was
They were 96 and
Yeah,
66
no one
and
reached
92.
Lou Piniella levels, but
No.
that's like no one's
Well,
done
it
it.
wasn't even 100.
Dave Roberts is the closest.
Yeah, it wasn't even 100 wins. It was 96 and 66 and 95 and 67 were the two World Series.
We got 2 rings out of that.
They
Never made the playoffs again.
what the fuck happened in 91?
Was that the
There's 2 separate runs of Cito Gaston in 91, and I need someone to tell me why.
what website?
I think the season wasn't that the year they had the break in the middle and then came back.
There's only 9 games after. No, there's 3 managers because it says first of 3 and third of 3.
Oh,
So there was a manager in the middle, and I would like to know why. Someone want to look that up. So he went 50. So they won the World Series back-to-back years. And then he went 55 and 60 and 56 and 88 in 2 years after.
Well, because 94 was the lockout.
94 was
right?
the lockout.
Yeah.
478 win percentage, and then a 389 in 95. His first few years as a Jays manager were pretty good. He finished in the division. They finished first, second, first. We're good. Then he went third, fifth, fourth, fourth.
I mean, he's also, correct me if I'm wrong here. I feel like I'm not wrong, just given the history of the United States. He's the first black manager to win a World Series.
I'd believe it.
Like, just given the like I said, given the history of the U.S.,
I can't think of very many black managers in history. There's a lot now.
the only like one of that same era that I can think of is Dusty.
And Dusty didn't get one for a
Dusty
while,
didn't-
right?
Dusty didn't get
Not
one
until now.
Till
Yeah.
last year. It was his first
Right.
one.
Right. But he did invent the high five.
He was a teammate of Hank Aaron.
That's pretty cool.
That's
That's pretty cool.
wild.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if those
Talked about
numbers do it for
nothing
Cito.
For
So
fucking
we're pretty good at
like
that.
an
eh?
hour.
Yeah, dude. We
Do you guys want to bring up all the other managers too?
I mean, fun fact. Did you know that someone on the Jays staff is apparently being interviewed for the head coaching spot for the Mets?
Oh yeah.
Mark
Baseball doesn't have head
Oh, yeah,
coaches.
I
so
did
I don't
hear
know what
about
the
that.
fuck you're talking
You
about.
know what I meant, manager.
No, I don't.
I'm like
Fucking-
3 sport dude. I'm 3 sports deep right now in this moment in my life. It's just fucking it's all overlapping. What's an ump? What's a ref? Like what's a linesman?
Did anyone ever figure out what happened
Look,
to Cito in 91?
No,
No,
look it up.
because
Okay.
it doesn't yeah.
So are we gonna start with the series that nobody gives a fuck about?
Sure.
Oh, you mean the Diamondbacks and Phillies?
No,
No, the other one.
the 2 teams from Texas that nobody fucking likes up here.
Except for Connor. I'm so confused. Yeah,
Yeah.
it got off to a pretty brutal start, if I'm being honest. Just series wise, Texas was just shit kicking them through 2. Like it looked like Houston had nothing going.
Because Houston
2-0 and 5-4. I wouldn't say is shit kicking.
It
but
just felt bad the entire time. I don't know why. They had nothing offensively for what? 15 innings, 14 innings?
minus Jordan.
Minus Jordan. Jordan shit on everything he saw, but
doesn't help that Tucker's cold right now too. Like he hasn't done a ton.
Tucker's
So
been
it's-
bad.
Pena.
Chaz has been weird.
Yeah.
Like he's hitting 3-something, but he's
Three doesn't
slugging
feel
like
impactful.
3-something.
It doesn't
He's got an
feel-
OPS of like 650. So it's just I don't know. It's kind of weird.
What was the pitching matchup tonight?
Tonight it was Heaney and Urquidy.
Javier, wasn't it? Or was Javier
No,
last game?
Javier was
Never mind.
last night.
Javier was last night.
That was the
It was-
biggest easy money ever betting on Javier in the playoffs.
Oh,
Against
did you see?
Scherzer, who hasn't pitched in a year and a half.
Yeah, easy money.
I think pre that Josh Young homer that made it 5-2, batters against Javier this postseason was like 2 for 64.
So fuck, man.
Like
It's like playoff Ranger.
fuck Blair Ranger.
I'm kind of out of this conversation. I'm still blown away by this 1991 year. Sorry.
You're really
I've been trying to find it and I cannot understand why. And I hope someone listens
like-
to this and gives me an answer.
But the thing is, like, the Astros are the weirdest team. They were below 500 at home this year. They're like 20 games over 500 on the road.
This
It's
is
all
a
'cause
team
the
that
batter's eye.
they also
Can't
lost.
see the ball.
They lost the 2019 World Series because they lost every single game at home.
This is true.
Yeah. Like this is
Oh,
not new for the
shit.
Houston Astros. Like
yeah,
we're just kind of par for the course here. I don't know. Is it still 3-1? Have you looked in the last 10 minutes? If
I'll
they
get
pull
right on
this
that
off-
for you there, sir.
What's that?
I'll get right on that there for
Thank
you.
you. If they can
3-2.
pull off 3-2, if they can pull out a
Yeah.
win here, then you're bringing this series back to Houston 2-2.
to
At
face
that point,
Monty
it's
and Eovaldi.
anyone's. Yeah, it could be any. But you're also throwing Verlander back on the mound in hopes that Verlander can be better than what he was. And then who followed that? I was going to say
Framber.
Garcia, but that's not
Framber.
Framber. Thank you.
which he.
It could go either way on both those things. Like Monty's had some great starts. He's had some bad starts in the postseason so far. One bad start in the postseason so far. It could go either way. I don't know. I think it's still anybody's series, and especially if Houston can win this tonight.
My prediction is still on, and I'm appreciating it. It's on for now. It's on for now. I had
Okay.
Texas in 5. It's on for now.
Okay.
That's an aggressive Texas in 5.
I think I said Houston in 6.
Same.
Is
Damn,
it
you
6
got
or 7?
At this point, you got them running the table. Like in this
Mhm.
series.
It's gonna take a lot, but hey, you never know. Yeah, I don't know. That series has been okay. It's just Texas is hitting the shit out of everything. It just
Can
seems
we-
like they're always.
Well, I don't know why we're saying this series has been okay. It's been the more interesting of the two.
You're right. You're right.
It has, but it
Let's
hasn't
be
been like.
let's be real. As much as I love the
these-
MLB postseason,
these
there
playoffs
hasn't
have been
been a
fucking
good game.
Dead.
What's
Like,
what's more impressive in MLB season? Winning the World Series or being the best team in the league through the regular season?
more
Would you
impressive?
rather be the Dodgers or
Which is more
the
impressive?
Astros? Is kind of your question here,
Not really.
to an
Wow.
extent, because the Dodgers have been the best team in
Last
the regular
year, sure.
season
I
for
guess that
a
was last
lot of
year.
years.
Sure.
I think
And-
obviously win the World Series.
I didn't ask who you'd rather be. I said which is more impressive.
I think
I think impressive. The regular season. That's a lot. It's
just
a long
because
season.
It's the sheer amount of time.
In terms of what I'd rather do, it's obviously the World Series.
No shit.
That's not.
Yeah,
like,
like
Like that, that's why
you
I
can
didn't
win
ask it.
125
Obviously, you wanna win
games
the
in
World
a year.
Series.
so basically what you're asking is, would you rather be Atlanta Braves or the Philadelphia Phillies? It's
No,
basically what
I'm
you're
not asking who would you rather be.
No,
say
but that's
which
what I
team
said.
is more
impressive.
impressive, the Atlanta,
Atlanta
Braves,
Braves
or the
or the
Philadelphia
Phillies?
Phillies?
Yeah, that's
Right now,
actually
I
a
might say the
great
Phillies.
question.
Like I would say the Phillies because it's
Because
leading. It still
obviously
has the chance
recency
to
bias
lead
is-
to something.
I think it's much harder to build a good regular season team than it is to build a good playoff team.
You can fuck around and win the playoffs as any team. The
You get into
Diamondbacks
playoffs
still
and
have
you
a
got
chance.
You get into the playoffs and you got 2 horses and a third
Mhm.
guy that just can kind of do it in
Yeah,
your rotation.
Yes.
You're set.
Yeah. and then
Brandon
have, like,
Pfaadt just fucking won the Diamondbacks a game.
PF Daddy.
Big fat cocked all over them, man. Like,
What do you have? 10?
he had 9 Ks or something like that. Through 70 pitches, and they pulled him.
Yeah.
Nuts.
I hate baseball at this point.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that third time through the order thing.
I get it, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He struck out.
It's true. He didn't do good against Schwarber tonight, so I would have pulled him too.
Wasn't Schwarbs?
Schwarber was
He
0 for
struck
2
out
with
in the
2
first
Ks.
at bat for
That was
sure.
a fucking joke.
He was
Okay.
he had 2
I'm like,
Ks.
yeah, I don't know.
And then the guy that they bring in walks Schwarber. Like,
yeah, I didn't love it.
I love how quickly we got off that Astros Rangers.
It's just like, I mean, there wasn't much else to say.
Because no one gives a fuck. Like, I'm sorry, Connor. You're the only person I know that cheers for Texas. All the power to you. I would rather
No.
Texas than Houston.
I'm admitting.
But no
I'm
one
admitting.
fucking wants Houston to win.
No,
That's what I'm saying. There's
Nobody
no like.
wants it.
no.
The only people that are cheering for Houston want to
Sick of
see a
it.
rematch of last year's World Series and
That's-
see the Phillies stomp them.
That's exactly why I want to see it. I don't like seeing
no one
Texas
is-
succeed either, but
Like, I swear to God, 75% of North America has to be cheering for whoever wins the NL and like doesn't care about the series.
No.
I would
Yeah.
bet money on that.
I think the big thing, especially with the AL, is that all of the, I'm not gonna say quote unquote fun teams, all of the like, this should be like this would be super cool if they make a run, got fucking shit pumped.
yeah.
I think Texas had the
us,
potential
the
to be a fun team.
Twins, Baltimore,
Why?
even.
Why?
Mhm.
Whoa!
We're not fun. Or the Twins.
Why are we fun?
Okay,
That was
sorry,
the most
fun.
boring baseball I've ever watched all year.
Okay,
We are
fun-
not
The
fun.
names on the team were fun, but the
Okay,
names
sorry.
did not.
Fun was
translate.
the wrong.
The
Fun was the
names-
Fun
wrong
for
you could
us.
say that- you could say the names on both of these teams are more fun than ours.
Okay, fun was the wrong word. I think it's like it would be
No,
more.
I think fun was the perfect word.
It would be more
I
interesting.
just don't think
think
we
the
were
Jays
the
are
team
us.
to add. And I don't think the Twins were either.
I think
The
I think
Twins could have been fun.
if they're
Baltimore was fun.
interesting. I'll use the word interesting more than fun.
Texas and Houston are the least interesting teams in the playoffs. They're boring,
Currently,
but they're great.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
Like, you just know what you're getting, and like they're
No.
gonna do it every night.
No.
well, you
You
didn't
guys are
actually.
so wrong. It's not even funny.
You didn't know what you were
It's
getting from
just-
Texas.
There
Maybe
is
not,
one
but-
team that is way more, you know what you are getting, and they are boring as shit than anyone in Major League Baseball. And
The
they were
Atlanta
also
Braves.
they were also in the American League playoffs.
The Tampa Bay
Oh, Tampa
Rays.
Bay.
Yes.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're the two most, but they're both just, you know what you're gonna
I think-
get every
I think
single
you
night.
said
and
word
it's-
for word they are the two most.
They said the two most.
Yes.
I guess they're
Word
the two
for
most
word.
left.
Like,
Fine, fine. I take it back. They're not the two most, but they are two of the most.
Like,
What you see is what you get.
Like, granted, I know this can't happen. This
Mm.
wouldn't have happened. But like, if Texas Baltimore in theory was a CS,
Mm.
I feel like that's 1,000 times more interesting than like
Yeah,
because
and
that
it's only
implies
taking out one team.
because
No.
then why not?
I think Baltimore's fun.
I think the Battle of Houston is more exciting than
The Battle of
fucking
Or
the
the Battle,
Battle
of
of
Texas.
Texas. Yes, sorry. I think Houston's more exciting than Texas. I think Texas is what they call the Jays?
Jordan
What did
alone
Ken
kinda
Rosenthal
helps it.
call the Jays paper
Paper tigers?
tigers.
Paper Tigers.
Yeah, Texas
But-
is a paper tiger.
See, here's the difference though.
They're getting it done.
They're actually winning. They won a couple series. Nate.
Evan Carter's super exciting.
No, I realize that, but like I legitimately
Adolis
think
Garcia is kind of exciting.
whoever wins this, I actually no. I think if Houston wins this series, they get a shot. I think if Texas wins this series, they're gonna get their fucking head chopped off in the first game and go crying back to mommy to figure out what the hell just happened.
I can't see that pitching staff doing well against the Phillies.
No,
I could see them having a shot against the Diamondbacks if they find a way to pull it off.
yeah,
but
like
it's going to depend on that. But if I cannot see the Rangers getting through that Phillies buzzsaw,
Another
right now,
thing that like kind of
the
makes
Rangers would literally like be trying to fight their
Yeah.
way out of a wet paper bag and couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
a thing that doesn't help is that like the AL anyway is Philly such a fucking wagon that no one like
no one's really paying attention. to
no
the
one
AL.
cares.
No.
Like
The Phillies are just fun too. Like they're hitting homers every night and lots of them every night on the first pitch in the first inning.
Let's
Like, it's just so much
we
fun.
we should have a talk about this Phillies team here for
Uh-huh.
a sec.
Mm-hmm.
Have you
mm-mm-mm.
do you know who the top two offensive players in postseason history with over like 150 or 100 at bats.
Bryce and Babe Ruth. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
The top 2 OPSs with 150
Yeah.
plate appearances. Yeah. It's insane. It's fucking nuts.
I texted you boys last night. I said, I got a hot take for the pod today.
Oh, all right.
Oh no.
By the end of their careers,
You're going to bring up Mike Trout?
Bryce Harper's going to have a better career than Mike Trout.
I think if he wins a World Series, you could already make the
I
argument.
think no, I don't. I think the accolades and stuff. I think
Nate and I are probably going to have the same thing here.
Bryce, I don't think he's going back to the outfield with this team.
No, he's a first baseman.
I think he's staying at first. I think that's going to help his longevity. Like, he hasn't been injured a ton. He's had a couple. I think that's going to help that. And I think he's just the guy who's going to like climb.
Yeah.
As he gets older, he's not going to just like hit the wall and fall.
I don't think he peaked. I think he's kind of still at the peak.
I think he's like seeing what the peak is every year.
Yeah.
I think he
may never be better than.
I think Trout peaked.
That he won. Was it 16 that he won the rookie of the year, or the MVP, his first one?
Bryce.
Bryce.
I believe.
I thought it was
15 or 16. No, he was.
I don't think it was that late.
It wasn't his. Let me.
I'll look it up.
Anyways, he may never have a year better than that.
No,
but he's like just seems like he's on a steady climb. And
it wasn't 18. I'm an idiot.
Trout also just like seems like he doesn't care as much about baseball. We've kind of had this conversation before. Harper seems like a guy who could play till he's 40 and like love playing till he's 40 and be like productive until he's 40.
2015.
Like, one thing has become really clear to me. Mike Trout is just content.
Yeah.
He's content.
I think Mike Trout has peaked.
I agree. Mike Trout has peaked. I don't think I don't know if he's content. This offseason will show us if he's content.
He's already
if he asks for a trade out of LA,
sure,
then he's obviously not content. If he comes out that like doesn't say anything all offseason and they keep him, then yes, he's content. And it's too bad. And we're going to see the best player, arguably, that should have been of our generation, just willow away, and everyone's going to forget about him.
If he doesn't, then you kind of lose a little bit of respect for Mike Trout, because he's been out there saying like, "Oh, I want to win a World Series. I want to be on winning teams," but he's doing nothing about it.
The other years,
they were losing teams the entire time he was there, and he re-signed, and now they're giving him a chance to leave, and he's not leaving. They at least had pieces, and they'd spent money, and they'd done all this. And they tried.
But I'm saying this year, they tried again.
They're openly tanking.
They're losing Shohei. They cut half of the fucking guys they traded for at the offseason, or at the trade deadline. I mean, there is no one on free agency this offseason that is going to make an impact on that team. They are done. Like this is rock bottom.
They have also publicly said that if you want to go, we will let you go.
Yeah.
The option is there for Mike Trout. If he wants to actually prove that he wants to go win, he has that ability right now. I don't know. I don't think you're far off base. I know a lot of people are really shitting on that concept. I'm also a Bryce guy, so I don't think I'm very unbiased in this topic.
I'm maybe not based on WAR, but like I think
the WAR is never going to get close.
As far as being fucking remembered,
I
think Bryce Harper's name will last way longer than Mike Trout's.
Mike Trout's got 3 MVPs.
Sure. Honestly, I don't know.
Probably actually should have more.
I'm 90%.
He should have more. I agree.
He's on the West Coast and he doesn't want to be a dude.
No. He never has. He's never wanted to be the guy.
Something just popped back into my head. Someone, I can't remember what I was listening to, but someone said it. Bryce Harper is living Mike Trout's dream right now. Mike Trout is a fucking Philly guy. He's from Jersey.
He's playing in Philly on a World Series run after a World Series run last year.
I think if Philly just goes fucking batshit dumbass this offseason and trades for Mike Trout, then like I think that rejuvenates his career. I don't think he's ever the defensive player or like the speed guy and everything that he was, but I think that would be insane.
How many years does Mike Trout have left? 7, 6?
Both of them are like high single digits.
Yeah, I think it's like, I believe it's 7 or 6 or 7. Regardless, say it's 6 or 7. If Bryce Harper plays on the same team as Mike Trout for the next 6 or 7 years and out hits him, does that not take a hit to Mike Trout's legacy?
I don't think so.
Like they're about this. They're not about the same age. How old is Mike Trout now? 30.
Trout's a year older.
So they're
Mike
about
is-
the
he's
same age.
32. Mike Trout's 32. He has
And in
7 more years.
In the back half of their career, if Bryce Harper is just out crushing Mike Trout
I think
every
it's got to
which
be
way along
significant because,
the path.
like, so they're like going. I'm going from opposite sides, so you can see, but like Trout went like this,
Mhm.
and Harper's been like this.
Yeah.
They got to the same point probably last year, 2 years ago. Like Harper's up here, and Trout's like slowly going,
He's not
leveled out.
He's kind
right
of
now.
flat.
Like
Mike Trout's been boring for 3 years.
Can I? I don't know if this is a hot take anymore. Is
And
Mike
this
Trout's-
also, this wasn't me shitting on Mike Trout. If
No.
the Jays, if he is available this offseason and the Jays make a trade for him, I will be fucking over the moon.
I'll
Sure.
go buy a Mike Trout jersey tomorrow.
Sure.
Like,
What'd
but
you
like,
say, Connor?
I think
I might just do it anyways.
probably. I don't know
Like
how
a Blue Jays Mike Trout.
I don't know how hot of a take this is. Is Mike Trout still a top 10 position player?
How many games did he play last year?
Shohei, Ronnie.
Are we counting Shohei's position? I guess is my point.
Yeah.
You can say Shohei, Ronnie, Mookie,
Shohei,
Freddie.
Ronnie, Mookie.
I don't necessarily disagree, but I don't think you're getting to 3 without hitting Judge.
Judge.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not in really any sort of order, but that was kind of near
this
my
is
top.
we're just kind of going.
Jordan.
Jordan.
I think Bryce.
We're 6. That's what 7.
Bryce.
You can make the.
I'm taking Trout.
I
up
would
there.
argue.
Can you argue Julio?
No.
When he's on. I was also going to say the same thing about Trey. Trey, when he's playing the way he should.
There's part of me that's like yes, but there's part of me that like
But it's
so like streaky players can be sick.
Yeah.
But the fact that like the two of them had such dog shit starts to the year and were basically black holes for your team. Sure,
Trey's
they carried
never-
you the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
Trey's never been a streaky player though. It's just this year.
I know. I'm just not loving it off of this year for both of those guys. I just don't love the streakiness. You get to the same end result, but it's like
But
you were consistently manning the post, helping us stay every day.
Mm-hmm.
You helped us for a month and a half. It was like you carried us to where we got to during that month and a half. But like you weren't here the rest of the way. Like that.
But even if he's still a top 10 player, it says more that he's not. We can make the argument he's not.
He was the number 1 best player in the league on every single post that ever got posted for what? 8 years?
6, 7 years at least.
Yeah.
Until 21? No, probably 22.
22 was when Shohei finally took it over.
Yeah, because Shohei won it at the end of 21.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then even last year you can make the argument Judge was better than him last year. Like
Well, so was Shohei, but
and so was
I just
Shohei.
mean like that was from what year did he come up? 13 to 2021. He was the face of 14, I guess. 14 to 21. Maybe Miggy at the start still a little bit.
Didn't Bryce and Trout have the same rookie year?
Yeah, I think so. They both won rookie
but
year.
that's another
2012.
thing. Mike Trout, is he really the face of baseball?
Mike Trout's never been the face of baseball.
He's never been.
He doesn't want to be.
Which doesn't help him.
You look at who like
I think he's a victim of his own personality.
Who was the face of like the 90s to early 2000s? Late 90s, early 2000s.
Barry Bonds.
No.
You could make the argument.
No, you
I
couldn't
could make the argument.
Griffey.
Ken Griffey. But
Griffey and
It
then
was
you could
Griffey.
argue. I guess
make
you
the
could argue
argument-
late 90s, early 2000s
It was Barry Bonds
was
a little bit.
Bonds.
You could
A
okay,
little
fine.
bit, but it was
if
Griffey.
Griffey was here, Bonds was like here.
Yes, that's fine.
Like
I'm just saying, like Griffey obviously wasn't the best player.
But he was the
He was
face.
the face of baseball.
But
The
he's the
face isn't always the best player. Like who's been the face through the like mid-teens to like up to Trout being like the guy and like the Trout Bryce kind of thing after that, because I don't think there was a guy before like other than them during that era.
Yeah.
Like
I also think during that era
was the guy.
I also think they just didn't fucking like advertise.
Baseball didn't. I was gonna say
baseball didn't do
before
shit.
Shohei Ohtani, who was the face of baseball?
Because they had that whole
I think Poppy was kind of for a while.
Maybe
they had that whole let the kids play
Jeter.
thing that they tried to come out with for a while, and it was just like
A-Rod before the whole steroids.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. It's not always the best player. Is kind of what I'm getting at. Like,
no, you're right. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bold take, but I
But
don't think you're far off.
It's
Well,
becoming.
I'm not saying it because I think it's like I'm saying I have that like as a hot take
It's a hot take that's becoming slightly less hot.
rather than Connor's lukewarm. Hey, Trevor Richards might have less than a 4 this year.
It was wrong.
It was wrong.
It was wrong. It ended up being hotter than it should have been.
Hey, Nate, just so you fucking know, you got to put your money where your fucking mouth is this year, buddy. We're doing
That's
those
fine.
again.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I know. When you posted, I was like, these are like the lamest hot takes I've ever seen.
All right, we'll
I
get
had
it hot up
Fabrizio
in
at an
here.
over 800 OPS. Like that's not lukewarm at all. And he did. Granted,
He didn't do it.
hey,
I-
but like for the last, it literally
800 isn't that high. Like
Granted-
he's done it in his career.
granted,
has
this
he
is-
not?
he's done it once. Great, and he's like been like a 790 something. But
I
like,
had a great
granted,
chance.
if you take out like this is obviously a bunch of like obviously if you did
If
this,
you take out part of the season, then yeah, he did it.
If-
Good
if you
job.
take-
Good job. Yep.
if you take out his April, he's
half
like
the
an
season.
820.
Take off half the season.
You take just April. If you
I
from
was
May
this
from
close.
May to like
This close to
Dang.
fucking Richards being DFA'd, man. He almost had it. He almost fucking did it.
no, he didn't.
He almost did it. In the beginning and then the end. He almost
The
did
closest one that you got right was saying that Nate Pearson would have a setup.
He
be a
did it.
setup guy, and he did it twice.
Yep.
Like that's
Where
he
are
did it.
these here? I want to see the rest of
it.
these.
He did it. Dalton
I-
Varsho did not become the everyday center fielder.
I might actually be right.
With
With what?
Jose Barrios having a top 10 Cy Young finish.
It's still possible.
Like
It's gonna be tough,
Yeah,
but it's
that's
still
fair.
possible. That was a good one. That was the best one of the group.
I think I had Danny Jansen catching more games than Alejandro Kirk.
That's
Like,
tough.
I had Varsho's WAR being higher than Lourdes and Teos, but that's not hot. That's not a hot take. I think that happened anyways.
Yeah.
Like Brant's hottest, like Brant's take so like the worst now. Mitch White will beat out Yusei Kikuchi for the
Yeah, that
final
was so
spot
bad.
in the rotation.
So bad. I was
Where are
not
the
even
rest of these?
close.
I can't find them.
The
They're
rest
on
of
the
them?
Instagram.
They're on. That's all we have.
It's not on
Yeah.
Instagram, is it?
We-
I can't find any of them. I can find the awards. Sorry. That's it.
Just keep scrolling, buddy. That's what it is.
They're in there somewhere, I think.
We didn't do it before. You guys didn't do it before the awards.
No.
Awards was March 29th.
Yeah, we did it like way before.
No, we did it.
It's not on here.
Brand, are you just like deleting stuff?
Oh,
on our
hot
Instagram?
takes. Never mind.
Okay,
just added
I'm
it
pretty
there for a second.
sure.
Dalton Varsho starting center fielder.
There's literally a fire.
Meh. Yeah, I didn't realize that. I was looking for like a graphic.
Okay. There's a title page on all of them.
Yeah, Dalton Varsho.
Bo
Dalton
Bichette's
Varsho
gonna
did not
be a
become-
Gold Glove finalist. And
Well,
leads the
that's-
team in WAR.
Did he lead the team in war?
Fuck no, Matt
Probably
Chapman
led the
did.
team.
I think Matt Chapman
Matt
did.
Chapman did. Really?
I think position player wise, I think it was Matt Chapman.
I'm very
I
intrigued.
think Kiermaier or Varsho's got a better shot than Chapman.
I think it was. I want to say it was Varsho.
Richards
think-
DFA'd.
I think
Yeah,
Chapman.
those are fine. Connor's like Dalton Varsho has a higher WAR than Teo and Lourdes combined. That's not that hot.
I started. Okay, my whole point was I started like Luke. I tried to go as lukewarm, but it just
Your Wi-Fi is
taking a
lukewarm right now,
shit.
bro.
it is. It's great. It's lovely.
Jansen starts more games at catcher than Kirk.
Okay. That was a tough one. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Richards under 4. Springer plays 140 plus games. I'm pretty sure he played like 160.
Wait,
That's
who's-
also not a
who's
hot
playing?
take.
Who's playing 100 and what?
Springer. We're moving him to right field and going to DH him a ton. How is that a hot take?
Because I didn't.
Did Dalton Varsho didn't have a higher award than Lourdes and Teo, right? We went over that already.
I feel like he had to.
I think he might have.
I don't
He had
think-
to.
The 3.9, and I think it was close.
Teo had.
Actually, that's close.
Teo had like a 2.8.
Do you know
Look it
there
up, I'm
are?
still trying to
Did
find
you
it.
know there like are 11 players that are free agents this year who had an above 2 WAR season last year?
It's pretty wild for a quote unquote weak.
Above 2?
Two's pretty impressive nowadays.
No, it's not.
Two, hey, the Cincinnati Reds in 1990 won the World Series, and their highest WAR was a 3.8 or 4.2. I don't know, it was low. There's a lot
Anyways,
of guys with
what
a
I'm
2
saying
on
is-
there.
And I think there's 7 that aren't pitchers. So there's 7 position players with an above 2 WAR.
Guys, I got one. Bo Bichette led the team in WAR.
No shit.
What was Matt Chapman
4.4.
compared to?
4.8.
Okay.
I'll give you Brios. That was
That's a good one.
That was
That was a good one. It was good.
Probably.
It's also like revisionist history to fucking say Mitch White is gonna win the 5
Oh,
spot and
yeah.
ride Yusei Kikuchi's dick the whole season. But that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was-
know why I
it's-
said that.
Pure revisionist history, but yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why I said Mitch White. I regret every second of it.
Also, can we talk about Scott Stapp being a traitor? Dude
Why is
wrote
he
a
a traitor?
song about how much he loved the Marlins, and now he's like all in on the Rangers.
Yeah, because they appreciated him.
I would have jammed out to that Marlins song. You guys heard it?
No.
I didn't click it.
You should watch it. It's great.
Yeah, because you've asked me. It's like, you want to cook for the Marlins?
Oh, is that what you sent?
Yes. That's
Fuck, I didn't see it.
I said Scott Stapp is cucking the Marlins right now.
That's tough, Boz.
No, you didn't. You said, how do you feel about cucking the Marlins, Connor?
Yeah,
Oh.
you did say Connor.
And no
Same
way did you
thing.
mention Scott Stapp.
I was very confused. I didn't watch the video, and I was very confused what the message meant.
Oh,
All right,
man.
we are off the rails.
How did you feel about Scott Stapp cucking the Marlins?
I didn't see the video. You watched it?
It's funny, just the fact that
Okay.
that's a thing. Like,
All right.
but yeah,
We are off the rails. We are gone.
the Diamondbacks won a game.
The Diamondbacks won today.
Fuck the Diamondbacks.
We mentioned earlier that this playoffs has not had a good game. That was the good game.
That was the best game.
That was the best
That's
game we've had. all
honestly the
postseason.
one out of this entire postseason I paid the least attention to, too.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
very
it was the
disappointed.
best one.
Because it was a 4 o'clock. It was like a 5 o'clock start, which meant it was 2 o'clock over there.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Both starters
I think
carved.
Arizona's 2 hours, not 3.
Yeah, because they're central. Oh, it's close.
They're on the fucking
They're
coast,
not
dude.
central. They're
They're on the coast?
not on the coast. California, Nevada, Arizona, I believe.
I think you're right. I can tell you they're not on the coast.
They're not central, but they're like just west central, I think.
Okay, they have 2 time zones in Arizona.
Oh,
Oh, so where do the Diamondbacks play?
neither of them. They're in the third time zone.
I mean, it says
They're in the
that
twilight zone.
Phoenix is 3 hours behind.
So that's where they play. I looked it up today.
Okay, so yeah.
It's Phoenix. Huh.
I
So
don't think they're right in Phoenix.
I feel
Anyways,
like they're in
Chase Field's in Phoenix. I looked it up. I was going to see how much it costs to fly there. It's not cheap.
I've been. It's a cool park.
It's cheap in a couple months, but it wasn't cheap to go for the Phillies game was $15, bro. We could have went in for $15.
How much was the flight?
$800
Round trip. Oh,
is the day before. But like,
gonna say
if we
that was
would have had this
cheaper-
planned in advance, flights are like $200 in like a month,
yeah.
in like
well,
3 weeks.
That's cheaper than going to Philly. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're all in
But that
agreement.
bar in Philly looked sick.
Yeah.
we could just go to Philly.
Maybe
We're
we
all-
should
we're-
go to Philly.
We
Yeah,
should
we're-
just do that.
we're
If they
all
make
in
the
agreement.
World Series, we
Let's
should
do
just
it.
go to
Let's
Philly.
do a podcast Philly trip next year.
Yeah, I was about to say
Next year, next week.
Nah, bro,
I'll call in sick.
I'd take the time off. Okay. Can we talk about Trevor May, or we want to talk more about the Philly series? I don't know.
Can we talk about flag baseball being in the Olympics?
you mean flag football?
Yeah, both. But I think it'd be fun if they combine them somehow.
It's just, I think they should play both games at the same time on the same field.
Yes.
Basketball type shit. Okay.
The NFL is encouraging players to go. That's why.
Yeah, that's so
But-
cool. I think that should be a thing.
Yeah.
Team USA is gonna be stupid good.
Just Patrick Mahomes just zinging it.
Baseball. There's obviously no way you can do it,
No.
but it's
I
too
think-
bad you couldn't.
The baseball announcement really doesn't mean a whole lot to me. It's just like, yeah, we get to watch guys that just retired come back and play 6 games.
Or
man.
top
Or
tier
less.
minor leaguers.
Yeah, like I just don't care.
45-year-old John Axford is gonna have a great outing.
He
Brett
doesn't
Laurie's
have an
going to come
arm
back
anymore.
and exist. Dalton Pompey is going to take a week off of his cop job and go to the Olympics.
Bat lead off.
Yeah.
Russell Martin's gonna come out of
Russell
retirement.
Martin. No. Like this is it's cool. I'm glad baseball is a thing, but like it doesn't mean a damn thing when the season's going on. Unless you're going to take a break to send everybody, it doesn't matter.
You think Russell Martin ends up with a managerial job here soon?
I would not.
Here or in general?
No, not in Toronto. I just mean like
in general. I think he could if he wants to.
Little bit. I think he'd be a good manager.
He was always a manager as a player for a couple games, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he's at least
that's
one.
what made me think of it when you said him. But like,
I think he could.
Honestly, if Yadi wanted to be a manager, I think he'd be outstanding
for sure. Catchers, man, catchers just make good managers because they see the whole game.
Yeah, no shit. What the hell is
going on down there?
Best player.
Tied.
Best player in baseball, baby.
Evan Carter.
Jordan Alvarez.
The other left. Oh, Jesus, the other lefty.
Marcus Semien.
Bryce Harper.
Kyle Schwarber.
Sweetest left-handed swing in baseball. Corey Seager, baby.
Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Not the sweetest left-handed swing in baseball. I'm sorry.
Like current baseball or like all
like
baseball?
That's not even. That's no.
Because there's so many better lefties in the history of baseball.
I said currently. I didn't even say
you didn't say currently.
You just said sweetest left-handed
swing. Said sweetest left-handed swing in baseball.
I don't even think it's the best current swing in baseball.
We can honestly do a draft.
Have you seen Brandon Belt's swing?
Draft of swings.
Oh, dude, we can do it.
We should do that this offseason. Someone write that on the list.
The most.
I want to write it on the list.
Right, we could just.
I'm taking Ryan Howard's lefty swing over Corey Seager's.
I'm taking Brandon Belt. Yeah.
I'm taking Corey Seager and I'm taking Carlos Gonzalez.
Cargo is so sick.
Give me Kevin Youkilis, Johnny Damon.
Kevin Youkilis isn't even a lefty.
Give me Hunter Pence.
I thought we were no.
Give me 2021 Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
No.
Charles Barkley's golf swing.
You hurt my feelings. Can we all agree that Hunter Pence should be fired? That would make me so much happier.
Okay,
he's part of this hitting
team.
He's part of the hitting crew. They need to get rid of the whole hitting crew.
Can we just promote the AAA hitting coach? Because clearly it fucking worked.
He's doing a good job, down.
Worked for Davis Horowitz.
Can we just fire our entire player development because they don't know how to fucking develop players?
Can we just become the Philadelphia Phillies?
When was the last time we developed a player?
Can we just
dude,
can we just hit like the Phillies?
I thought we were talking about Trevor divulging into player development.
Yeah, because I'm pissed at our player development. When was the last time we developed a player?
What if we just hit like the Phillies?
That wasn't blue chip, Brant? Or you were saying, Nate?
By blue chip, I meant like Bo and Vlad.
Someone's stomach just fucking.
I heard that. That was not me.
Might have me.
You hungry, Nate?
A little bit.
This guy's hungry for some fucking offense. We need it in the offseason.
Is it Devin Travis?
No.
It wasn't even ours. We traded for him.
I'm saying you could trade for a guy and develop him, like Muncy.
Are we counting Teo or Teo made it? To
the
Mike Napoli?
No, Teo made it to the majors before.
I'd count Teo.
We traded for him.
Mike Napoli?
Yeah. Right on.
We traded for him just before he got big.
Yeah, and then we traded him for fucking Frank Francisco, which
Mike
was the best trade you could ever make.
Mike Aviles.
Frank Francisco didn't know how to throw fastballs in the zone.
Did Mike Aviles? I think we've had this conversation
John
before.
Farrell.
Yeah.
Did Mike Aviles ever play for the Blue Jays?
No, we traded John Farrell for Mike Aviles. Then we traded Mike Aviles for Esmiel Rogers.
I thought we traded what's his nuts for
Mike
Aviles.
We traded Mike.
We had this exact
Texas.
conversation.
We traded Mike Napoli to Texas for Frank Francisco.
Oh, why did I think it was fucking
because
Mike
we had
Aviles?
John Roush, Frank Francisco,
what a
and
bullpen.
Darren Oliver.
What a
bullpen.
Same
bullpen.
I don't think we can ever complain as Blue Jays fans again because we don't have to watch shit like that anymore. Like as bad as this year was, it could be so much worse. It's been so much worse in our lifetime.
We could be the Royals. We
could be the Blue Jays of like 2003 to 2014. We stunk forever.
Yeah, we dug off for a while, so that makes up for like most of it.
For a little bit. And Doc was fun every fifth day.
Yeah.
That's it.
Went to the Mets.
We were relying on Vernon Wells and Alex Rios for the longest time. He what?
I'm pretty sure he went to the Marlins.
Who we talking about?
Delgado?
Yeah.
I feel like he went. Didn't he not go to the Mets after?
He went to the Mets at some point, but
I think it was Marlins Mets.
I don't even know. You're supposed to be the Delgado guy here, man. You should
That's
have
why.
full.
That's why I got this.
He went to
It was Marlins first. Okay.
the Marlins for 144 games. He was here a lot more of his career than I thought he was.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, yeah,
I saw him play. I saw him in Yankee Stadium during the Subway Series playing for the Mets. I was so pumped to see Delgado.
Right.
It was like 2 years after he left the Jays.
He hit
0 for 4 with
38 homers.
0 for 4 with a sombrero.
He hit 38 homers twice as a Met.
Do you know what the worst part about that offseason was? That was the offseason that they decided, our front office or ownership decided in December that they would give money to the Jays to sign players after Delgado had already left and expressed that he wanted to stay in Toronto.
Fantastic. So it could have been so much worse than what we had this year. Do we want to talk about the Phillies series anymore? Or are we moving on?
Move on.
The Phillies are a wagon. They're going to fuck the D-backs.
Got it.
And then the Rangers.
Trevor May. Trevor May is my new favorite former baseball player in Major League history.
7-3 Astros.
So I was listening to Foul Territory and they talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
And who was it? I think it was AJ said that he should have said it while he was there.
That would be a bad idea.
I'm kind of torn on that idea. Part of me really wishes he did. You could. They could trade you somewhere else.
They could also just release you with cause.
Yes, but he's good enough to get a job. But he's good enough to get a job elsewhere. I don't think they can release you and not pay you.
I'm not really sure on the labor laws. I think if you're tripping your boss, it's probably some gray area there.
Dude, fucking.
Oh, but also the Players
Donaldson chirped the shit out of Billy
Association.
Bean all the time. I know, ownership and people have chirped ownership before.
Yeah, it's not a great idea.
But shout out to Trevor May.
Shout out to Trevor May. He said what all the players were thinking too. Let's not act like the fans are the only ones saying it. Like, everybody knows that everything Trevor May said was true, and I'm glad someone said it.
I'd feel better about it if it wasn't Daddy's money doing this.
It's such
I love that he mentioned
earned his money. If he earned his money himself, then you kind of could do whatever you want. Just because your dad came and your mom, and there was you, and you got the money, then
he's a sex trophy.
He is a sex trophy. He's a very rich sex trophy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't love it, but I'm glad someone said something. We talked about Kim Hing. We're done. We got nothing left on the list. Cool.
Hammering it home, dude.
The Phillies series is 2-1. Predictions from here out.
It's Philly and no, fuck it. I'm sticking with my original claim.
Okay.
Arizona in 7.
Okay.
Somehow.
I'm going Philly in 5.
Philly in 6. I don't know who's starting for Arizona, but I don't think Taijuan Walker is going to be sharp. And I think
bullpen game tomorrow, isn't it?
I think it's
I like the bullpen game better than Walker because Walker's not going to be sharp, I don't think.
I think it's double bullpen game.
No, it's Taijuan Walker.
They said they don't want to use Gallen early, which I thought was strange. He's scheduled to go game 5.
I figured he would have gone. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Scheduled to go game 5 apparently, and they don't. They're not going to push him up.
You get 5. Kelly gets 6. Fott gets 7. Jeez.
If they get 7, I think they have a chance, but I don't see it getting to 7.
No, I think it's going 6 because I think I can see Philly winning it tomorrow, but I see a better path for Arizona, I think. If Walker comes out and shoves, then Philly Arizona's screwed. But they're beating.
I'm assuming the Astros Texas series is going to be tied 2-2 after today. How do we feel there?
Connor, do you want to go first?
Well, I mean, judging by
How do you feel?
I don't actually might be surprised. I feel pretty good.
What do you feel in your heart?
In my heart of hearts, I feel Rangers in 7.
I think
Because
it's going
You
7.
feel, you
Because
feel repeat of 2019 World Series where no one wins at home.
like I feel better about the fact that literally if granted I don't think they come back tonight, but the Rangers, all they got to do just win one game at home, Rangers, and you win. Like, but you don't even have to do that even. But yeah,
You can just win all
the
the road
Astros are
games.
shit at home apparently. So I think, and
I think it's going 7. I'm with you.
Yep.
I don't know who wins the series.
I got Strohs. Jordan in one of the next 2 games has like
You know what's going to be
a game,
really funny?
and that changes it.
When Aroldis Chapman gives up the home run to Jose
Jordan.
Altuve in Game
No, to
7 to
Jordan.
send them to the World Series.
No, it's going to be to Jordan because it's going to bring
No,
him in
no,
for a
no.
lefty-lefty
Just
matchup.
a nice callback to
No,
when
gonna
Altuve did
be-
it to him in New York.
No, it's going to be to Jordan.
It's more fun if it's Altuve.
Fuck
Uh,
Altuve.
Thanks for
Throw
listening.
him
if
and
you made it
Chapman
this
off the
far.
bridge together.
Sure. It's just way more fun that way. Thanks for listening. Everything's linked in the description below. We will be back next week. I guess we'll be in the World Series. Who knows?
No, I don't
Rangers.
think so. If the games
Do they
there could have been
change
an
based on when it
8-day
finishes?
layoff. If Philly swept and Texas won in 5, I think there was an 8-day layoff.
That's awful.
Or 6. It's something fucked.
That's awful. Because I think it's all like pre-scheduled, right? Like it's everything. Like they have to start on these dates.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so we'll see. We'll catch you next week. Cheers.
Peace.